Ladies, gentlemen, and MBs, welcome back to another reaction. Hopefully you got your backwards caps on, your biggest oversized tee, because today we are listening to, almost had Birds of a Feather by Billie Eilish, but Hit Me Hard and Soft by Billie Eilish. Don't really have any sort of intro bits, just gonna kind of get into it today. We're kind of figuring out the format here of how we want to do these. The last couple of albums, we've been really focusing on lyrical content. That's really not my expertise, or usually what I focus on albums, so I think we're gonna try going into this album with the perspective of focusing more so on the production, but who knows? I feel like that's how these last couple of videos have been focused, or try to focus, but obviously when you have albums like Folklore or Punisher, the songwriting itself really kind of takes precedence, but I don't know. We're gonna just kind of play it by ear now, just kind of in typical fashion. What's my background on Billie Eilish? I listened to, hang on, let's pull it up here real quick. I feel like I knew her relatively early when she was just kind of coming out. I knew, you know, like Ocean Eyes. There's one other kind of single that's a little bit earlier on. I knew of her, but she really wasn't that big to me personally. I just kind of knew of her in passing. And then of course, when We All Fall Asleep, Where Do We Go? I feel like this album was kind of impossible to avoid. I mean, Bad Guy has 2.8 billion streams here. When the Party's Over, 2.3 billion. Some crazy streams on this album. I did listen to this album quite a bit, but realistically, I feel like I haven't listened to too much Billie Eilish since then. I loved My Future. I thought this was honestly one of my favorite songs that came out in 2020. And then I just kind of stopped listening to Billie Eilish. Obviously, I know her, feature and the guest remix, but really don't know. Now, of course, we know Birds of a Feather. We use that as kind of our audio test here today. That song's incredible, and we will talk about it at length once we get to it. But other than that, I think I know Lunch, but everything else will be pretty unknown to me. So cool. That's kind of my background, Billie Eilish. Let's just read the Genius synopsis real quick here, because as everyone knows, this is how we do things on this channel. We're just gonna listen to the music, and whatever happens, happens. I might be wrong in my interpretations, I might be right, but that's kind of the fun here. So I'm just gonna read just kind of some background on this album real quick, and then we'll just take the music as it comes to us. So Hit Me Hard and Soft is Billie Eilish's third album, released May 17th, 2024, through Interscope Records, almost 3 years after her sophomore album, Happier Than Ever. Wow, I didn't realize it's that big of a time jump. In an interview with Rolling Stone, Billie explains that the album title came from misreading the name of a synthesizer in Logic Pro. Okay, there's a little bit of an anecdote. I'm not going to read that, but that's fun that it kind of came from a plugin. Description of the album on her website speaks to its title and content. Hit Me Hard and Soft does exactly as the title suggests, hits you hard and soft, both lyrically and sonically, while bending genres and defying trends along the way. So yeah, that's really what I'm looking for. I feel like we've really had some really deep singer-songwriter, more drum kit, guitar, standard band reactions the last couple of goings, but I don't even know what that sentence was. That was kind of butchered that, but whatever. We'll fix it in post. But really haven't had too many good little synthesizer bits. I know Phineas is likely going to be doing all the production on this, and Phineas, from at least the Billie tracks that I've heard previously, pretty much has snapped pretty consistently, so hopefully we'll keep an ear out for kind of what he's doing on this album and go from there. So Billie Eilish, Hit Me Hard and Soft, 43 minutes, 50 seconds, so not incredibly long. Track 1, Skinny. Ooh.
With a friend, it's a good sign. Feeling off when I feel fine. 21 took a lifetime. People
okay, we already knew Billie had the vocals, but
just because I got skinny.
Ooh.
But the old me is still me, and maybe the real me, and I think she's pretty.
Okay, I already said I wasn't gonna pause, whatever, but I know I just kind of professed my love for My Future, but this already kind of feels like a follow-up track spiritually to that song, discussing kind of her journey up to this point. Obviously in My Future, she discusses falling in love with a version of herself that's kind of forward, but here she's kind of at that point and kind of looking back now. I think it's a really kind of beautiful perspective here. Unfortunately, kind of the context here with kind of people discussing that the focus is on her weight is pretty disgusting, but I'm happy that she is in a state where she's happy because she's happy, which is ultimately what matters. Sure, other people are going to kind of have that knee-jerk reaction. I feel like people are just negative in general, whether it be as kind of targeting a public figure such as Billie, and especially dipping our toes back into our previous reaction with like folklore and just kind of people's reception, not even just the artists or just kind of public figures in general, but really especially a focus on women and kind of their body images. I feel like this is definitely kind of going through that lens. So only 52 seconds in, that was kind of a long pause. Let's keep rolling here. Dun, dun, dun. Drake and Josh chord there. Dun. Love you, Billie. How many streams did Birds of a Feather get? 3 billion? Girl, you're doing just fine. Step off the stage, I'm a bird in a cage. I'm a dog in a dog pound. Yeah, absolutely. Internet, yup. I love the way that just the melody contour there. That was beautiful. Ooh, took it a little bit of a different direction here for this bridge. Yep. Yes. Now we still got an instrumental outro. Ooh. Ooh, strings. Ooh, I like that kind of like distant. There's kind of like a distant thing going on here. There's like a reverb in the back that is like, there's kind of a couple of different parameters you can do with reverb, and one of them is time. And if you set that to like 60 seconds and like totally max it out, it just becomes like this wall of just like blurry sound. I feel like they just kind of ran Billie's vocal in that and just threw it, just the wet knob all the way, just so it's just that reverb signal, just to make this wall of texture. And I think that's really beautiful with kind of going off this album cover, which we also didn't really touch upon quite yet. But what are we doing with this album artwork here? So we got Billie drowning with a door, and she's just fallen in. I don't totally know what to make of this, because she's falling into the water. Maybe maybe if we tip her head around, maybe she's fallen down into the door. I don't think so. I think the perspective makes it look like that's the surface, and she's falling out of the door. But maybe it's just like she's being teleported. Like she's just coming through a door and she's just being teleported into like these kind of sunken spots. And I feel like that's maybe a focus of this album. Hit Me Hard and Soft. Still not quite sure what to make of this title quite yet, but let's let this outro roll out and we'll let it go into the next song. Really atmospheric intro though. Really kind of lends to like that water, oceanic kind of vibe, especially with this reverb going on. Ooh. Oh, transition. Okay, I'm gonna let this run back. Skinny to lunch is crazy, just off the wordplay there. But track 2, lunch. Let's let this ride. And delay synth bit going in. Oh. I could buy her so much stuff. It's a craving, not a crush. Ooh. Call me when you're there. I said I bought you something rare, and I left it under Claire. So now she's coming up the stairs, so I'm pulling up the chair, and I'm pulling up my hair. With the double clap. Baby, I think you were made for I really love like those like guitar strums. Feel very Western-esque. I don't know. It's like a standoff. Yeah. Very like post-punk type guitar reverb tone. Ooh. Piano? Ooh. So there's a little bit of a fill thing. That synth bass now? Yeah, that synth bass adding like that nice little fizzle texture on top. Oh! Oh my god, the pulse on that synth. Dun, 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 dun. I'm really trying to figure out this bass tone because it could just be a bass guitar that's like super duper cranked up distortion with like a pedal. And then there's some sort of, it could be another pedal going on doing like some sort of like LFO volume ducking or like side chaining going on here. Or there could be some kind of crazy synth bass layering going on too, of just kind of making this huge distorted like bass tone and like Serum or something that just kind of, they're doing this manually. I don't know if there's any sort of like production breakdowns, but this is a really cool switch up here. I'm gonna run this back a little bit. I like just the pacing of all these elements right now. Another transition? Okay, all right, we're just gonna kind of do one of those. Honestly, lyric-wise, Sapphic album, Sapphic anthem. That's really all I gotta say. She could eat that girl for lunch. That's all I'm gonna say. I mean, it's pretty spelt out right there. But production, Phineas popped off, complimented Billie. Now that's the other thing. I'm gonna give Phineas probably a lot of credit on this. Obviously, this is Billie's album though, and I think everything that he does, I'm not just complimenting him, I'm also complimenting Billie for telling him. I feel like I've seen quite a few of like their earlier production videos where I feel like they truly do have quite a good collaborative energy. It's not like Phineas is making these beats and Billie Eilish is just kind of hopping on these. Really, it truly does feel like they're complimenting each other right now. So as much as I'm giving credit to Phineas for kind of doing the production chops, I gotta give credit to Billie even as well, just for telling him essentially what to do. They popped off on that one. That one, I think that one was a single. This one I am pretty familiar with, but I don't really remember that outro. That outro was sick. So let's keep rolling. Let's go on to track 3, CHIHIRO. Now that is Epic Spirited Away reference. So I don't know what this means, but maybe giving like the album cover, being like transported into another world. I don't know. We haven't heard the song yet. Ooh. Ooh, wait. Ooh, nice little pickup there. Nice little perk. Ooh, good chord. And everything's super duper filtered and muffled right now, and I know this is gonna get more explosive. Really giving it some sonic space for this song to grow. Ooh. Okay, door. You'd show me what's in store. I hope it's not for sure. Can you open up the door? Did you? Now, interesting choice there. The kind of this feels like this is the chorus here potentially. Kind of how it led in. Could have had this be more explosive. Really great trigger discipline with kind of letting the production kind of build in layers. I have a hunch that this is gonna, when they do this section again later on the song, it's gonna be a little bit more explosive, but really kind of gives like Bad Friend, if anyone knows, Bad Friend by Rina Sawayama, where like it goes through the verse, does like the pre-chorus, then goes into the chorus, and really the production doesn't pick up until like the second pre-chorus. It does like another verse, pre-chorus, then chorus. It's like it finally explodes, and just kind of that discipline of letting the song reward the listener for listening to it. Awesome. Ooh, good vocal run. Now we got all this kind of sprinkly synth stuff because everything's so muffled and low. The synth stuff really stands out being on top here. I'm pausing again. I'm really going to geek out with production stuff, but really a kind of a cool way of not just building elements. You know, a lot of times when you think of, you know, building on a song, you think of like, oh, it's just like starts with like a drum and then it adds on like a bass. But there's kind of different ways you can kind of think about adding elements. And this song really did it perfectly, especially with headphones or how song mixes are today. You really got to think of a song in like a mix, not just as what is like low and what is high in your headspace, or, you know, what is left and right, but you really got to think of it on all three. It's a 3-dimensional cube here, that this room that you're in, right? You have an X, a Y, and a Z, you know what I'm saying? And really, I feel like everything was really kind of stripped down and quiet and muffled, that bass tone, kind of just chilling down here. So that way, when there's some sprinkly bits, there's not only just space for it, but it also makes that seem so much more important, makes everything more pop as a result. So really, again, really masterfully done here. I'm gonna run this kind of portion back and just let the song talk now. But ooh, nice little reverse vocal lead in. Ooh. Little synth sprinkle bit. Granular synths. We're 3 for 3 with granular synths. Ooh, the synth arp coming in. Wow, we're still building. See, we created all this room with having things stripped back earlier, where now we really have so much more room to grow into. Okay, we're pulling things back. Wow. I love the harmony with the synth line and her singing right here.
And that's when you found me.
Ooh.
I was waiting.
Oh, there's so much like hiss and noise on like that top percussion loop.
Beg your pardon. There's a part of me that recognizes you.
Ooh.
You feel it too.
I'm gonna have to go back on the lyrics on this one. I'm gonna be honest. I'm so focused on the production right now.
Open up the door.
Ooh.
Can you open up the door?
The vocal here is so dry. There's like a little bit of like a delay, but it's probably like the driest the vocal's been so far in this album. Nice little swing percussion thing in the back here. It's like so saturated. Yeah. This is like some Daft Punk right now. This is... Ooh! Okay, so I focus a lot on the production on this one. I'm gonna have to condense my ramblings down quite a bit, but what do we get from this? So CHIHIRO, it being labeled CHIHIRO is one thing. I'm gonna try to make a connection on that. I don't know. This is interesting. Saw your seat at the counter when I looked away. Saw you turn around, but it wasn't your face. Now, if we're going off of Spirited Away, you know, this could be in relation to like a lover or something, but kind of the imagery I'm getting here with in relation to Spirited Away is, if you've seen the movie, you know, CHIHIRO kind of runs off, her parents, you know, get sucked into the, you know, eating the food or whatever in like the town, and then they turn around and they're like pigs. They get turned into pigs because the movie, if you haven't seen the movie, this makes no sense to you, but if you have, then you're following along. But interesting imagery. It's like, it's them, but obviously, like, they know it's different. I don't know. That's interesting thing that we're getting here lyrically, especially with this being named CHIHIRO. But how come when I returned, you were gone away, spirited away? One could even say. So when you found me, I was waiting in the garden. Okay, kind of going back to the, you know, CHIHIRO and the dragon boy, whatever his name is. There's like that garden scene. Hang on, is it raining outside? This might be one, honestly, I'm just kind of missing the boat here. I like some of the relations to the Spirited Away story. I'm gonna concede on this one. I'm gonna let the comments or me doing post-album research I feel like it's really ambiguous, some of the songwriting, which really kind of opens it up for really a lot of interpretations. That being said, I don't know what it means to me. I don't know what my takeaway is. It really kind of feels like kind of dealing with someone who's changed and kind of dealing with that dynamic, but I really don't know if I can elaborate more. So I'm gonna let this roll in though into the next track, Birds of a Feather, which I have listened to and is probably the greatest song of all time. I love this song. So track 4, Birds of a Feather.
I want you to stay
I'm gonna have a lot to say about this song.
till I'm in the grave.
Right from the jump, just the way it already starts off with the tempo, starts off with a little melody line, just the dun 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 dun, already kind of gets the song moving. Like, you know where it's going to end up, just how the song is starting already.
Till I ride away.
Production's super tight,
Bury, till I'm in the casket.
super
Carry. If you go, I'm going too.
super duper focused on the dynamics, that repeated bass
It
here,
was always you.
and her vocal here.
And if I'm turning blue, please don't save me. Nothing left to lose without my baby. Birds of a
Oh.
feather, we should stick together. I know I said I'd never.
Oh, dude, the acoustic guitar sounds so good. Just that simple strum.
Might not be forever, but if it's forever, it's even better.
Oh, the way,
I don't know what I'm crying for.
God, the vocals are processed so good here.
Think I could love you more. It might not be long, but baby, I'll love you till the day that I die.
Holy jammies.
Till the day that I die.
Like, you already have that dun 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 dun, but now it's been upgraded. So you had that like initial idea just in the dun 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 dun, just how it starts off. So you already know when you get to the chorus, you have something kind of familiar to grab onto. And then of course Billie's doing her riffing crazy work on top of it. Already epic for this song having 3 billion streams. Like, that's already such like a masterfully done way of progressing the story, but also, like, I don't know, it's just so good of just kind of taking that simple idea and really like giving you like a rock to hold on to, or something like an anchor, and then having that idea grow throughout the song. Expertly done, just kind of on a nostalgia factor, just that kind of the way the song evokes harmonically. I know that there is already a cover or like a bit of this song in Last Christmas by Wham, which is a funny haha little parody thing, but that chord progression just like inherently is just so, especially with that being Christmas coded, it's framed a little bit different here. I'm not saying this is like a Christmas song by any means, but like if you have that association, consciously or not, it already inherently has like that level of nostalgia, and it's downpouring now. Like, we're really getting the raining vibes here right now. Incredible timing, but whether that was an intentional choice or not, I think that really drives some of the emotional resonance here. Now I say some because Billie's singing here. If you thought Billie Eilish previously just did like the, you know, there's some criticism of Billie, which I think is really stupid, because obviously she's a really talented singer, and the kind of the way she sings often is like a stylistic choice. But if you're one of those people who say that Billie Eilish can't sing, this song should absolutely like shatter your expectation of her. So this song deserves another 3 billion. This song deserves 6 billion streams.
Compliments I throw ya, but you're so full of shit.
Oh, just to really give that line some extra bite. I was about to say, is there a piano I'm hearing? It's barely in the mix, but really lightly accentuates everything. Ooh. I love how dry this like tambourine shaker bit is. Oh my god. Goosebumps. Oh, and the synth while she's doing this other line, doing the "When I'm in the Grave" melody at the same time. Oh. Down. Really some grit on that. Wow. That's I love that song. Again, I feel like this is just another example of just masterfully song written. I feel like everything really spells it out. Billie does her thing of kind of singing about me when I'm overly confident and probably wrong, but expressing this kind of longing for someone. And Phineas is kind of doing his thing, just accentuating what Billie's not only saying, but her performance as well. Really, this is like Kobe Shaq right now. This is like, they're literally Kobe Shaqing on this album right now. This is just, they're killing it. I'm gonna keep rolling. We're on track 5, Wildflower. Really think this is gonna be a production focused reaction here. So kind of a little bit of a different taste here, but there's just too much here not to talk about. So track 5, Wildflower. Let's see what this one's about. Now this has almost 6 billion streams. Somehow missed it, so. Ooh. Rain texture, but not outside. God, the soundscape around her vocal is so beautiful.
You showed her the world, but fell out of love, and you both let go. She was crying on my shoulder. All I could do was hold her.
Ooh, the glockenspiel.
Until July.
Oh.
Now I know that you love me.
Yeah, okay, there is something
Don't
there.
need to remind me, but I see her in the back of my mind all the time.
Ooh.
Like a fever, like I'm burning alive, like a sun. Did I cross the line?
Ooh. This song's so stripped back.
Well, good things don't last.
Ooh, that snare tone is really interesting.
Fast. I'd never ask who is better.
Now we're adding a tambourine.
'Cause she couldn't be more different from
But on every other hit.
happy and free and
And other. Whoa. Adding another kick in here just to kind of diversify the pattern.
Put it all behind me.
Ooh.
I see her in the back of my mind all the time.
Ooh. Holding this chord here?
I crossed the line. Do you see her in the back of your mind?
Ooh.
In my
Wow, we got so quiet. Slowly building back? Or we're gonna keep it stripped back?
every time you touch me, I just wonder how she felt. Valentine's Day, crying in the hotel. I know you didn't mean to hurt me, so I kept it to myself.
Okay, locked in too hard that we forgot to listen to the lyrics once again. I wasn't there, but I know she was your girl. So is she talking about someone else's relationship? I would have figured that this was maybe Billie singing about herself, but kind of like from like an abstracted point of view. But she was your girl. You showed her the world. You felt love, and you both let go. Huh. Okay. Maybe I'm reading this wrong. Kind of getting like Joji glimpse of us, kind of like in the perspective of a relationship. Hang on. Well, good things don't last and time moves fast. I'd ask who was better, because she couldn't be me. There seems to be three parties here, potentially. Maybe I'm just reading this wrong, but at least how I'm interpreting this, there seems to be 3 parties. Someone else, whoever's, Billie's talking to currently, and Billie. Now, whoever these 2 people were together, what is this? What is this graphic I'm doing? So Billie, it seems like Billie is talking to someone who Billie knew previously, potentially, or that there's some sort of kind of weird dynamic of, I don't even know if it's that they know each other. You know, I'm going to just kind of say that Billie just kind of has some insecurities here of potentially not feeling like she's not living up to whoever the last person that she's with's lover expectations, whether it be actual expectations or just kind of an insecurity-based reflection here. Not totally sure, but Valentine's Day crying in the hotel, I know you didn't mean to hurt me, so I kept it to myself. But then did I cross the line? So maybe they were friends or something and she tried like making a move and now this person's kind of like moved on. I'm just going to keep chugging here. Instrumentally great song though. Really, really stripped back vibe. Kind of incredible that this song has 1.6 billion streams and it's like so stripped back. I actually love that for society, that they are giving a song like this as much attention as they are. Track 6, The Greatest. Let's kind of see where this leads into. Wow, we're really stripping things back here.
To keep you satisfied, and you don't wanna know.
Ooh. Okay, already kind of from the jump here, kind of getting Savior Complex, Phoebe Bridgers kind of vibes. Yeah, we know Savior Complex now. Even just from like the last couple of songs in general, I feel like Billie's really just, whether she's being taken advantage of or not, I feel like she's really, really holding out hope here. But let's keep listening to hear how this kind of develops though.
Man, am I the greatest? My congratulations. All my love and patience, all my admiration.
So she truly loves this person,
and I waited for you to want me naked, made it all look painless. Man, am I the greatest?
Huh. Oh. The way everything cut out there. It's right here, but doing what's right without a reward is an incredible line. Ooh.
Without a reward. And you don't wanna know.
Oh. The building of the string. Do 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 do. Yeah, kind of building that initial rhythm. Oh, the vocal crack. Whoa! I was not expecting that at all. That was such a rock tom right there. Oh, the strings too? Oh! Yes! Whoa, this drumming's so interesting. That was crazy. We're gonna have to run that one back. I really gotta. Where the drums were hitting were throwing me off a little bit. Now, you said your heart was jaded. I feel like whoever she's with is already kind of going into this relationship or whatnot, already feeling like they're broken, which whether they are or aren't isn't really kind of the factor here. But obviously Billie's kind of doing all that she can to kind of make things, you know, this is the situation. Billie sees something in this person that it seems like this person doesn't. Billie's putting 110% into this person. And unfortunately, not only does this person not see it within themselves, but it doesn't seem like they're seeing it within what Billie's kind of doing for this dynamic here. Really kind of feels like wasted potential, the song. All the times I waited. So she's just waiting for this person, really just everlasting, just love, just unconditional love for you to want me naked. I made it all look painless. So she's doing all these things with love in mind, just for someone to kind of this person's objectifying her. Really is kind of a freaked up, sorry, I'm not trying to get striked by the YouTube gods here, but a really, really not great dynamic here. Especially being someone who really wants this to work out, and it's just not happening. But I want to hear this instrumental section again, how where it kind of explodes, because 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. Yeah, it's in like 3, 4, but then it like does like a measure of like 2. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2. Really interesting kind of divide here for this bridge section. Really kind of gives this uneven, kind of lopsided rhythm, which, if we're gonna use music to convey meaning here, really kind of this kind of lopsided rhythm here of going from like this like 3, 4, then they have like this measure of like 2, 4, kind of having like this mismatched rhythm thing going on here. If we want to use that as storytelling, really kind of seems like Billie's kind of doing what she is, and whoever this person, and they're just kind of this incompatibility. Maybe I'm stretching here, but really is interesting otherwise why they would throw that in there, other than just being a cool little outro bit. But wow, I was not expecting it to explode like that. That was brilliant. Truly, like, this really is a masterclass, this album so far, of just expectations, but really taking the most quiet, stripped back sound and just really just getting the most mileage out of like the most simplest idea and just kind of like melody line or just kind of vibe, and really just kind of seeing where it can expand to. So really loving that about this album, and really love that about this song, in addition to the lyrics here as well. And even the passion behind it, really just like these kind of last stretches of lyrics here, really Billie was kind of giving her all in these performances. You can hear the emotion in her vocal. So probably one of the strongest tracks on this so far. I mean, I feel like it's been pretty strong all together, but this song really is a highlight moment, I think. I think I'm going to give it a little star when I put it in the description. But all right, I'm going to try to wrap this up so I don't lose power, because it's storming like crazy. Track 7, we got the French song. Track 7, L'amour de ma vie. Is that something? All right, well.
I wish you the best for the rest of your life.
Ooh.
Felt sorry for you when I looked in your eyes.
Oh, really candid vocal expression here. Feels very Ella Fitzgerald-esque. Maybe not quite like that like rich tone of her voice, but just kind of the way she's singing.
I wish you the best for the rest of your life.
The way she said rest of your life or whatever, like, really has like she's singing it with like a grin on her face, and you can hear that in the vocal. I think that's really cool.
Sorry for you when I looked in your eyes, but I need to confess, I told you a lie. I said you were the love of my life.
Oh, I wish you delivered that so soft.
The love of my life.
Oh, this little piano romp bit.
Break your heart. It isn't asking for a lot for an apology.
really light drums.
You're making me feel like it'd kill you if I tried to leave. You said you'd never fall in love again because of me.
Yeah.
You moved on immediately.
More like that person's a bum. Ooh. This song's really interesting. It's like a...
Told you a lie.
Sorry, I need to hear that real quick.
When I said you,
It's like a jazz standard. Not really jazz standard, but just the way she's singing, but like over like modern production. I don't know.
were the love of my life.
There's like a certain like tongue-in-cheek kind of like styling of some of those older songs that I'm finding in this one.
So you found her. Now go
Ooh.
forward.
Ooh, I love this section.
Like we were. If I ever was.
Yes.
It's not my fault. I did what I could. You made it so hard. Like I knew you
Ooh.
would. Losing my mind. My stomach upset almost all of the time. But after I left, it was obvious why. Because for
Oh. We're in a box right now. Oh, we're slowing down? Okay, tempo. Oops, oops, oops. When I go to the club, I wanna hear those club classics. Club classics. Club classics. Wait. We're actually doing this. Wait, what? Wait, what the heck? What the hell? Now we're in the 80s. That was crazy. Oh.
wanted to keep it.
Distortion on the vocal?
Something you found.
This is now we're like, but this vocal is like so like 90s 2000s. That bass is
Wouldn't believe it.
kind of giving like that new Pink Panthers record. Ooh.
Wanna know what I told her? With her hand on my shoulder. You were so mediocre.
I know I joke club classics, but this is kind of giving So Charlie right now.
It's over now.
Doing this Alberti bass, like that's like a classical music thing, but doing this like very given like some like Euro beat, like running in the 90s kind of like bass line thing here. Obviously the tempo is quite a bit slower, but that's a cool little genre bit I weren't expecting us to go down.
It's over now.
Or even just like it's just the way it's like sidechained.
It's over now.
And it's like synth on the top is like
It's over now.
ooh.
Come on, camera.
Now we got a live bass tone.
The girls on camera. The girls are fair.
Ooh. Cool little vocal pan there.
It's sad to pity. We're both so pretty.
That was fire. What the hell? How many streams does this have? 4, like, listen, that's a lot. But that was a banger. What the heck? Now, was this a single? Or like, what? I guess probably not because of the streams. I feel like the streams would kind of match that if that was a single. But like, that was crazy. So what happened here? Why did this? Okay, let's listen to the story. So why did it build up like that? Because I was so focused on the production and it just threw me for a loop, but I kind of didn't really hear what happened in the story. So really it just kind of feels like Billie, at the beginning of a relationship, just being like, I love you. She thought that she was in the wrong. You said you never fall in love again. So this kind of person just kind of being like toxic and just kind of being like love bombing in a way, being like, I'm never going to fall in love again. And then this person moved on right away. So you found her So you found her, now go fall in love. Just like we were if I ever was. Damn! I didn't even catch that. So you found her, now go fall in love. Just like we were if I ever was. God, I had to read that again. That's fire. Let's do it a third time. So you found her, now go fall in love. Just like we were if I ever was. Damn. It's like, yeah, like you're losing sleep over this. Like you're giving yourself acid reflux and all these things, but like it's this person. And yes, you cut him off, and yes, it seems like to have worked out, but girl's a fan of Miss Me, say you miss me, so pretty, we both so pretty. I don't know exactly what kind of the saying, we're both so pretty. Of just kind of her comparing herself to this other person who maybe this figure moved on with. I don't know. On first listen here, I'm kind of doing a concede. I'm just gonna let the song just vibe out here, and I'm just gonna take it as that. Please tell me what kind of this outro section is. I feel like I got the first bit quite sure. I feel like it kind of, it's kind of more cementing some of these themes throughout the album here. But other than a cool instrumental outro, I don't know what totally the lyrics mean, but. Banger. That was, like, sonically, that was a crazy switch up. Track 8, The Diner. Spooky tone. Ooh, saxophone. Repeating. Whoa. Okay. Bass. Holy moly. I saw you on the screens. Okay, maybe this is like a pickup from the last one. I know. This feels like more like original, like, OG Billy that I feel like I know. Ooh. Ooh, this 2000s synth line. Really some interesting inspirations on this album. This vocal, this harmony is an interesting, like, interval. Off the calling card, Persona. Oh. Okay, I'm gonna be honest. Not feeling this one totally. This kind of beat and like the saxophone line kind of makes it sound like an early Eminem song, like an Eminem Dr. Dre, like what's the Without Me? Now, I love Without Me, but like I don't know if I want totally Billy on this. I'm gonna let the song still play out here, but kind of a halfway impression here so far. Is it different from the rest of the album? Yes. And actually, I like the variety. I don't know, just because it's different though. It's totally welcome quite yet though. But let's see where this goes. This mix though is massive though. The sub bass is going nuts. Like if I heard this in like a car with like crazy subs, I'm sure this would be awesome. This vocal effect is interesting. I think it's cool, but I'm not sure how a lot of people would feel about this one. I'd be curious to see what the reception is on this one. Really giving some spooky vibes right now. Okay, we're getting kind of sloppy here. We're reverberating out. There's a whole ass phone number? That's kind of crazy. I wonder whose phone number that is. Okay, I know I misspoke at the beginning, lunch, saying, I was going to say this is a Sapphic song, but then I said Sapphic album. This really is the Sapphic album of all Sapphic albums. I'll say you're right, and you'll kiss me goodnight. I went in the corner till I saw the sitter leave. It was easy getting over, and I landed on my feet. $250,000 bail. $250,000 bail. Yeah, I don't know. I feel like I kind of get the vibe of just kind of being like a, I don't want to say risque type vibe, but being like, what we're doing is like forbidden type thing, don't call the cops type vibe. I don't know if I'm totally feeling this one personally. I do think it's kind of interesting though. you're starring in my dreams, and there's kind of another reference with dreams. So this kind of makes it just the whole song just kind of feel like a dream sequence, but especially like that outro section, kind of the way things kind of just got more muddied and just kind of like fizzled out the song. Kind of makes us feel like it's like a dream sequence-esque kind of song. I mean, I guess you can kind of make the argument that I feel like a lot of this album feels very dream sequency, just kind of given the album artwork, and just kind of feel like a lot of the songs really kind of lend to that tone, being just like this abstract space, kind of like a Bonnie Clyde thing going on here, I don't know. I feel like even sonically, I wasn't the biggest fan, but just kind of whatever to me. Beat is banging, but I'd really be really interested to see where this ranks on people's lists. Yeah, people that like Billie Eilish, please let me know. Obviously, if you made it this far, I'm assuming that you like this album or Billie Eilish. So let me know where this ranks in your kind of album ranking. I'd be kind of curious to know. But hey, one song. Let's keep chugging here. That's The Diner. Let's keep chugging. I'm curious about that phone number too. I'm curious if that's like an actual phone number. Maybe it's like a promotional phone number thing. I don't know. But all right, track 9, Bittersweet. Ooh. Nice. Nice synth build up here. I don't know where this is gonna go, but anywhere this goes, it's gonna be incredible. Ooh. I was not expecting us to slow it down. Ooh. God, the bass tones on this album have been so good. Ooh, the ding. Ooh. Ooh. We're building? The way these synths are building is awesome. Ooh. Wow, we really pulled back here. Dream sequence again. I'm gonna pause here, but this being the second to last song really is kind of emphasizing this album's themes. I feel like we're kind of getting more and more dream sequences here, which kind of lend to kind of the cover art of this album. And I feel like these kind of dream sequences to me embodies these like dreams and aspirations that Billie wants. Kind of just like how this album artwork of her being underwater feels like she's just kind of being like pulled underwater and just kind of being swept in and out of kind of these emotions right now, pulled by the current. That's kind of the visual I'm getting with this. I'm kind of considering the cover art into this kind of painting of this picture I'm getting here. But as we're progressing, I'm getting more and more of this abstractness. So I'm kind of really curious to see where this kind of lends us. Ooh. Whoa. Okay, similar vibe to the last track though. So maybe it's pulling us back into like the dream state? So is this like the like the dream state like theme? Like what is this? Don't need to breathe when you look at me. So like, okay. Ooh. Not quite bossa, but kind of a little bit of a dance-esque rhythm. Overseas, ooh. I love the hard cut on that. Are we gonna get that again? If not, that's an awesome one-time effect. Okay, the song title here, kind of getting a little bit more of a full circle moment. We can be discreet. But open up the door for me. L'amour de ma vie. So I've been overseas, so maybe kind of getting like that, she's physically overseas and also kind of seen some parallels here with I know we just listened to Punisher Phoebe Bridgers, and I feel like I just kind of touched upon, I feel like I referenced it once or twice already before, but kind of getting a similar theme of not just of kind of distance on a bunch of different fronts here, not just emotionally, but also geographical distance of potentially traveling as well, you know, with their kind of tour lifestyle. Interesting, kind of that one song having like that camera imagery, so maybe like paparazzi type vibes going on here. Maybe she feels like she can't, we can be discreet, so maybe she feels like she can't be totally honest or like out with these people that she's with because she's such like a public figure. And I feel like maybe that's kind of leading some insecurities of that person being with Billie, and just kind of like their world's different. It's like, I don't know. I'm gonna let her cook. I feel like things are kind of coming together here, so I'm just gonna kind of let this one play out here. We're slowing down again. Ooh, they're making the reverb tail a lot larger and larger. Okay, synth pad's growing. Ooh. A little bit of a gentler tone on that chord. God, this synth work has been fire. Not even just the synth work, but these little bells on top. Sprinkling these together, these textures. Oh, there's some like birds or something there. Okay, I think I said what I need to say pretty much during that kind of midsection here, so I'm just gonna keep rolling here. The track 10, Blue. Hopefully this is gonna kind of tie some knots here, because we have gotten some kind of previous song references in that last song. I just happen to know Birds of a Feather. Let's see how Billie ends this. Almost a 6-minute long song. Wow. Okay. Ooh. Already right into the groove, just like right from the jump.
I thought we were the same, birds of a feather. Now I'm ashamed.
Okay. More French, okay.
I'm trying my best, don't know what's in store. Open up the door, in the back of my mind, I'm still overseas. A bird in a cage.
So in the back of my mind, I'm still overseas. Oh, nice little breakdown here thing here. Hearing the bass kind of cut in and out. True Blue, Magdalena Bay reference. Okay, cool little groove. Hasn't painted too much of a picture, but let's see where this. Ooh. Let him cook. Ooh.
You were born bluer than a butterfly, beautiful and so deprived of oxygen.
Bluer than a butterfly. Oh, I love that they kept the breath in there.
Don't blame you, but I can't change.
So this is the Solace track, okay.
Don't hate you, but we can't save you.
But we can't save you.
You were born reaching for your mother's
Ooh,
hands,
the harmony there.
victim of your father's plans to rule the world.
Oh.
Think about me, I sleep about 3
Whoa.
hours each night, means only 21 a week now.
Whoa, the vocal there.
And I could say the same about you, born blameless, good.
Oh my God.
Too, just a baby born blue.
What is this vocal in the background? Ooh. I would say we're trapping it up here, but like the texture of these drums are so interesting. But we can't save you. So interesting. Okay, we're getting the strings back. We've had a couple sprinkling of strings, but really haven't heard them too much since the beginning. So really kind of create a nice distinction between the beginning and the end of the album. Synth building. Ooh. Oh my god, we're giving CHIHIRO right now? Oh my god, I thought it was actually gonna go into the CHIHIRO melody. Da, 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 da. Okay, maybe it's not a complete relation, but I'm gonna roll with it just because it really does sound like that melody. But anyways, I feel like I didn't have a whole lot to say on that song. Just a perfect end cap moment. I'm just gonna kind of just jump right into album recap because I feel like that's really what this song was. So, Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish, pretty great album. Production-wise across the whole album, pretty incredible. Billie and Phineas are already like a match made in heaven in terms of production and whatnot. I feel like they've demonstrated this before. But I feel like really on this album, again, Kobe Shaq right now. Kobe Shaq. Like they really understand each other. Phineas, I feel like there's no sort of like ego, oh, let me add this. And Billie's maybe not so sure. Like I truly feel like their musical relationship is working at 110% here. So I think that's definitely like a huge pro of this album right now, and they're really maximizing everything and getting every ounce of emotion out of Billie on some of these songs. I'm really just trying to piece this puzzle together though, because a lot of the songs in kind of the middle of the album, and I guess even just kind of the whole album is in general, really are about Billie and touching on like distance on a couple different angles, whether it be kind of emotional distance or just from touring. But I feel like it's kind of more so emotionally distanced here. There's kind of a couple nuanced takes, like of the one example of Billie discussing of kind of feeling like I'm trying to think of the song. Of just her just kind of giving like everything for this person and them just kind of moving on already kind of like shows that like that person's like already clocked out and that kind of emotional distance. It's really, I just feel like this whole album has just really been kind of her coming to terms with that and just that kind of behavior of hers of wanting to, I feel like at first it's kind of her like professing her love to this person and really trying to, person kind of doesn't see like the value in themselves, and she's trying to convince this person of their worth, and they're just not getting it to themselves, which is therefore affecting not only just how this person feels about themselves, but also the relationship with Billie, because they just feel like it's unfixable. And Billie's really kind of doing everything that she can to make these things work here, and it's just not working. So there's a kind of a couple points here, some of like this dream imagery that's kind of interesting. The idea of the dream of this album is more so feels like her headspace in general of her wanting this person, but really just like a metaphor of her feeling like it's just like a dream or like it can't happen. And even kind of this album artwork. I mentioned this earlier, but her drowning, if people do have dreams of drowning quite a bit, I feel like that's not a very uncommon dream. She had that one song where she mentioned, kind of all these effects that this person was having on her, kind of like physiologically, her, having her like her stomach upset, but also, having kind of like these nightmares and feeling like she's trapped in the situation feels like it's being evoked by this album cover and just kind of the album messaging in general. But I think it's also interesting of this kind of dream state of this door, and even kind of touching upon fictional characters like in CHIHIRO, of kind of using like the Spirit Away story of just kind of like this like fictional love story, using that as like a metaphor for actual love life, but also it being kind of like in a fantasy world type situation. Interesting pulls here. I feel like there were a couple songs that I really wasn't totally getting the imagery. I feel like it was just so, I don't know. I feel like there was a couple songs that I just wasn't totally getting how I don't know what I want to say. This album is a little bit more nuanced than being like, oh, I want to cover this story with this relationship with this person. I feel like it really feels like the bulk of just kind of Billie and this person and discussing kind of every nuance of that relationship. Because of this relationship that's shown here, I feel like I really need to re-listen to this just to kind of get a better grasp of these nuances. But that being said, I mean, this really had some really incredible tracks. I mean, even like Lunch, which I heard like when it came out, like just as like a snippet, I didn't really remember too much of the song, but that outro bit, super fresh and cool. The French song with that Euro like breakdown thing at the end, that was crazy. Wasn't expecting that. Really a great blend of just genres, which I also think is really interesting. Maybe it kind of helps for this like dream sequence sort of thing here. But yeah, I don't know. I feel like I really put a big focus on this first reaction on the production, so I will listen to this again. So I probably did miss some things. That's unfortunately just kind of par for the course here. That's not totally what we focus on first listen for me personally with lyrics. So if I miss something that's like super duper, like what are you like, you totally missed it, please let me know. But I'm probably going to re-listen to this album. I know a lot of people in my life love this album, whether it be friends, coworkers, or whatnot. So obviously there's quite a bit of merit to this album just in that. So definitely will re-listen to it just to kind of get its full depth. But on first listen, the main takeaways I got are really just great vocal productions and also just great productions in general. I feel like this album's just really tight, really cool switch ups too, which kind of lend to the storytelling. That's really what I'm getting the most out of this album. So Hit Me Hard and Soft, Billie Eilish, excellent album. Quick little end cap here before we end stream and video. I just said end stream. We're going to be planning to do this every Monday on Twitch, so please follow me on Twitch at Miyadoa and also subscribe on YouTube as well. The growth has been crazy, so I feel like I'm going to say this every video, but thank you for watching this far. I really appreciate all the love and support. Hopefully we can get a nice little community here going. Ultimately, because we're already at the end of the video, I'm just going to yap. I really want to kind of turn this eventually into like a little bit more focused album book club type thing of me announcing like an album. We react to it on stream, and then the following week, you know, we have some time to digest the album, and then we kind of discuss last week's album a little bit, have a little bit of a floor, you know, you guys talking in chat and whatnot, and then afterwards or before we do the reaction for the following week. So kind of want this cycle of just kind of engaging with music just to kind of perpetuate, because this is just a first reaction. Not all the time I get everything right, and I think having further discussion of some of these albums is really important and really what I want to get across. So I might condense this ramble, but we're at the end of the video. So if you're here, thanks for watching. Thanks for listening to me. Quick ramble here, but we'll be back next week with something, and then yeah, we'll be whatever. Okay, I'm gonna end this. Thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Love you.